Get to the rookie quarterbacks, and
yeah, Nick, we're going to talk Chargers right now.
That was actually my thoughts on Caleb Williams. Fernando is, yeah, he's showing everything that made him the number one pick. Where you could extend plays, you could go away from the pocket, you could maybe have some awkward throws, but you find angles, you sidearm it. But when you're trying to beat Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers too soon, you might get in trouble. And we saw when things went south at USC, he forced a lot of balls, a lot of turnovers occurred. So if I'm Matt Eberflus, you're probably thinking like, I want him to tone it down, but you don't want to kill the kid's confidence. He's feeling it. It's okay to feel it in the preseason, but hopefully in the regular season, you find that balance where like it's okay to throw the ball away. It's okay to maybe, sometimes obviously you don't want to take a sack, but sometimes a sack is better than a turnover or whatever. You want to get or stay in field goal range, whatever the situation it is. You want to see that with Caleb Williams. And then the other part too, like I know I'm not trying to be negative. They were all impressive, but they were all in the preseason as well. But with Jayden Daniels, you love that he had that bomb to Brown, number 8, I think it was, for a 42-yard gain. But then you're hearing that Dan Quinn said, "Oh yeah, it was an audible. He did not have permission to have a checkout like that." And it's like, hey, you're too confident, kid. Like maybe you do that again in the regular season, and you get killed with a killer interception. But I just want to mention it's kind of that fine line where you don't want to kill their confidence either. But that's what makes them great. Jayden Daniels can extend plays, and so can Caleb Williams.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with everything that you just said. When we're talking about, let's just go right next to Drake May. Obviously didn't play, so we're not gonna.
Yeah, he barely played.
Yeah. So
let me say real quick on that on Drake May, Fernando. I don't like that J.J. McCarthy is not playing because you have freaking Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and you have T.J. Hockenson. What the hell does Drake May have? They're different situations. So I do like the Gerard Mayo, who's a rookie head coach with the kind of a rookie OC and Alex Van Pelt, who's never called plays. Situations are different, and I'm okay with being patient with Drake May. With the Vikings, I don't know why you're putting the training wheels on J.J. McCarthy and you're going with Sam Darnold, but we could get into that too.
Yeah, exactly. When it comes to the one I didn't watch was Jayden Daniels. That one I still haven't watched.
He only had 4 plays, but that 42-yard pass was a beautiful throw down the field. The only thing, it's funny that Dan Quinn said he went Top Gun. He went rogue. They wasn't supposed to be a checkout for him. He just said, F it, I'm going to do it. Hey, he has good eyes. He saw what the defense was doing and said, you know what? Bombs away right here. He showed what he did at LSU, being accurate down the field. And he had a 3-yard rushing touchdown to end that drive. And that was about it. But so far, he came as advertised. But like, hey, you're still a rookie. Don't be trying to do audible so early.
Going back to the Caleb Williams, I mean, if you look at it, he has playmakers all over that team. DeAndre Swift, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, you have Gerald Everett, you have Cole Kmet. So, I mean, they put him in an incredible position. I think he's better served there than what Justin Herbert was when he came into the Chargers and had Mike Williams and Keenan Allen and Austin Eckler. But this guy he had Hunter Henry, but like this guy has bodies, abundant bodies. So I'm definitely impressed with that. And just real quick, we'll go. Yeah, Gilbert, why don't you answer this? Gilberto, who do you think is the most impressive rookie quarterback, and who was the least impressive?
I appreciate the question, Jorge. It's tough to say least impressive, but I'll go with most impressive, and maybe it's a surprise because I've been crapping on the Vikings, but I like J.J. McCarthy, and only because he had a longer kind of sample size. Caleb Williams got pulled maybe after a second series, and Jayden Daniels only had 4 plays. But J.J. McCarthy had that one bad interception to Jack Jones, and then he just kind of settled down after that. Maybe sometimes a mistake will tell you, hey, he's up there. Don't be rushing throws. Don't do things like that in front of a veteran player like Jack Jones. But after that, he was showing, good movement in the pocket with his feet, going up and down the pocket and then throwing down the field. I think Justin Jefferson left that deep pass near the left sideline for a touchdown right there. Strong arm, accurate, quick thinking. He's able to see the field well. So the one thing it's really annoying for me to see with J.J. McCarthy, people keep saying because he's the youngest quarterback in the draft, or like he's 21, he didn't play 6 years like Michael Penix or Bo Nix. He's not ready. You got to sit him. Forget that. He was the number 11 pick in the draft for a reason. And you have Justin Jefferson, you have Hockenson, you have Kevin O'Connell, who's an experienced play caller. Like, I get it. People keep trying to make Sam Darnold a thing. We've seen the story. It's up and down. Maybe you'll get 8 wins. Maybe you get 9 wins. But I'd rather get 5 wins with the rookie quarterback, and maybe you see Like with Justin Herbert, you knew right away the guy had it his rookie year. He had some ups and downs, one rookie of the year. How exciting was it to go into the second year knowing that you have a guy as a franchise quarterback? You don't want that with You don't want that with Sam Darnold. You want that with J.J. McCarthy. Maybe to answer the question on the least impressive, again, it's tough to find one, but just to be a little picky, I like Bo Nick's confidence. He read the defense pretty well, but he rushed too many throws where it's kind of going over people's heads. Accuracy was a little off, but I like the confidence. I like the awareness, reading the defense. But so far, same thing with Bo Nix. I'd rather have Bo Nix than Jarrett Stidham.
You know what? I'm going to tell you what I think is going on with Sam Darnold is people are thinking maybe 1 year under Shanahan did what it did for Baker Mayfield a couple years ago with Tampa Bay, where he goes with. I know he was only with Sean McVay for like 2 months, maybe a month, but he went in there, he learned, then he comes over and he's with Canales and with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he ends up taking off. So maybe they're thinking, hey, maybe the Vikings are thinking with Sam Darnold, he goes over to Kyle Shanahan's system. He learned, and now he's coming back into it, and he's ready to go and maybe ready to attack it. The only thing I'm thinking, and I agree with you, is that I feel like him matched up with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, those tight ends, and the whole offense. I feel like it's suited for J.J. McCarthy to be able to take over and do some things. Is he going to have struggles? Yes, but what you don't want, and again, if you're going to start J.J. McCarthy week 1, you cannot bench him. He can only come out if he gets hurt. You can't bench him no matter what. That kills the confidence of a rookie quarterback. We saw it's happened before. Off the top of my head, I can't think about which quarterbacks, but we've seen it before where rookie quarterbacks get thrown in there and they get benched and they
Zach
go
Wilson
in.
comes along.
Yeah, Zach Wilson. A lot of guys, you have to go with the trials and tribulations. I mean,
even Sam Darnold with the New York Jets, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, Gilbert and I are going more off of the Justin Herbert thing because we both covered him that year and we both saw what was happening. But it would have been hard, I think. I don't know what Gilbert thinks. It would have been hard for Anthony Lynn to bench him when he said Tyrod is our starting quarterback. It would have been hard to bench him and then bring him back. Like, I'm sure he wanted to.
Who knows what would have happened if Tyrod never got
exactly. Well, no, I'm going based off of after the New Orleans Saints game. He was still saying it was.
Yeah, when he was ready, he came back.
Yeah. There's no way you could have gone back to him. So that's what I'm going off of. But yeah, I think you kind of have to see what J.J. McCarthy does. And hey, guess what? He got his bad read out of the way. He threw that pick.
Yeah.
And it kind of got out of his system, and then he started slinging it down the field, and you saw Justin Jefferson. And honestly, guys, the players are going to be the ones that tell you. Joey Bosa told me, like, watch out for 10. 10's really good. And it's like, really? Yeah, watch out for him. And boom, look what ends up happening.
The guy had a comeback drive against Alabama in the semifinal title game. Let's not do the training wheels method for him. I get it for Drake May, who has nothing around him. We could play wide receivers for the Patriots. Brandon Ayuk didn't want to go to New England. I get, I get that, but
32 million, and he said no.
I know. Don't get me started on Brandon Ayuk. What the hell do you want? You want to win or you want money? Because you got the money from the Patriots, and now you want to win. You can't have both, man.
Whatever. What do you want to eat? I don't know. What do you want?
What do you want?
I don't know.
Jesus, Brandon Ayuk. But
Michael Penix, I do have an issue with.
Go ahead.
He does the Tim Tebow where he starts down here, his motion. And then he comes up. Phillip Rivers would do the same thing. Phillip Rivers would start down here, then go with the sidearm in a sense. I know Phillip was able to kind of work through it, but Penix is going to need to learn. I would like, since he's in Atlanta, I'd like to see him with Michael Vick. I think when he went to the Eagles, Vick learned how to get that thing out quickly with the flick of the wrist. I remember at the beginning, Michael Vick would bring it all the way from down here and throw it. But when he was with Philly, and Andy Reid, he knew how to flick it. So I'd really like to see him over with. I'd like to see him over in maybe learn after this season and everything. But I'm telling you, I think he's in a good position there. I know that they just lost Rondell Moore.
Yeah, you got it.
So I'm interested to see how they're going to be able to rebound from that. And I know everybody was giving them crap when Rondell Moore went down. Oh, you could have had Rome Odunze. Could have had Brock Bowers, but you decided to go with Michael Penix Jr. But I think I'm going to be honest. I think Atlanta's going to be the one that laughs at the end of the day.
with their quarterback being the best, or just being a better team in 2024?
No, no. I think with their like them selecting that quarterback and
Wow.
him being the quarterback of the future.
Hey,
After this year, you could tell Kirk Cousins to kick rocks.
it
If you
worked for
think that
Jordan.
Michael Penix,
It worked for Jordan Love. You know.
I bet you, especially after what we saw with what's his name? With Russell Wilson when he got traded to the Broncos, I bet you there's going to be a desperate team out there that says, and the Seahawks didn't have a contingency plan for Russell Wilson. At least here, these guys have a plan. They know who their quarterback is going to be of the future. So maybe after 1 year, Kirk Cousins, they make it to the wild card and they get kicked out, and they win the division and get kicked out in the wild card. Maybe they're like, you know what, Kirk Cousins, we know you. You can't win the big game. Yeah, you have all the ice and the swag and all that crap from the quarterback, but you're not the guy that we want. Kick rocks, boom, out of there. Let's go with the Michael Penix era. So
Wow.
I think what the Atlanta Falcons are doing is protecting themselves for the future. And I'm actually all for it. They kind of did the reverse Washington Redskins thing where they went and they got
Kirk
they
Cousins
had
and RG3.
RG3 and they got Kirk Cousins as insurance. So I actually commend them for doing that.
Hey, Victor, I know you're eventually going to ask us both predictions for the NFL season. I think Fernando already gave one away. It's saying Michael Penix Jr. is going to be the star from the quarterback class here, and then eventually start next year. Is that what you're saying, Fernando?
I didn't say that he was going to be the star out of this class.
Okay.
But there's always that quarterback that nobody really talks about. I think everybody's talking about all the other ones except for him. And I think with the OC that he has there and all that, I think he'll be in a good spot. The only thing is Zach Robinson. If that team does well, they're going to start coming after Zach for head coaching gigs. So it's going to be they're going to need to try and keep him. But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I do think that Michael Penix is going to be fine in Atlanta. The only thing is we need to see what Kyle Pitts is going to be. We still don't know Bijan Robinson. And then Drake London, who are you? Like, are you the kind of guy that puts up the 1,000-yard? You're kind of like a Michael Pittman, or are you more of like a guy that is just an extra guy? So that's why I think fans really wanted Roma Dunze this year because they're like, well, we have two good young receivers, but I mean, they didn't decide to go that way. But did we hit all of them?
I think
Yes,
so.
we did.
Yeah. And well, before we move on to Chargers and Rams, Victor mentioned that we should do a promo. Check out my story on the rookie quarterbacks at si.com and check out Fernando's story on all 5 training camps in the Southern California area at the sportingtribune.com, right?
Yeah.